I haven't done this for a while. I'm out of practice. Okay. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of We Apologise for What You're About to Hear. It is a conversational podcast with two best friends talking absolute nonsense. My name's Dani.
And I am Adele.
Well, how you feeling this week? We've made it to episode 8. We haven't done this for a while, so we're a little bit rusty.
It feels like going back to the start, but without the sort of excitement, which sounds awful. But I just mean like because we should know what we're doing by now, and we do. I would say we do. It's just today has been like more nerves than that little bit of fluttering excitement we had on the first episode, and also parts of my brain feel like they've been taken away from me. So I opened the completely wrong app to start recording.
She was on the wrong thing for so long, and I'm like, I don't understand. Just click over here. Why is it not
couldn't
working?
understand why. I just couldn't see what I needed to see to know that everything was going okay.
Yeah, so she was on a video recording software instead of an audio recording software.
I couldn't see why my mic wasn't on where I needed it to be, and I was like, why can't I see the stats that I need to see and see everything? And that's why. Because I'm a douche, and I was on the wrong thing.
But we fixed it.
Never mind. Yeah, we fixed it. It's cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I just feel really sheepish. So I need to start with some feedback we've had.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. One of my friends, Square, she has been very generous in listening to the podcast for us and giving feedback. And one of the things that she mentioned was that we need a theme, an intro theme.
I'm working on it.
She thinks we should have that. Yeah. She thinks we need an intro theme, but she very generously gave me permission to use one of our... Okay, I've known Square since I was 14, met her when I was 14, but we became friends properly when I was 16 and we shared a house. And that friendship obviously has lasted, but, you know, people grow apart and all that kind of stuff. But we actually are still friends. But when we were really younger, like 17, 18, we were very close. And we had a little group of just the three of us, really. And we had songs that we would make up, and I'm not gonna sing them. But she gave me permission to use one of two of our little songs, as our intro. But I'm not going to.
Oh, because I'm really excited.
No, you can't, because one of them is a 3-part round, so we can't do that. Okay. Because you, as much as you have a deep voice, I think I was the tenor in that, so you can't have my part. And I don't think you're high enough for the alto. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's a 3-part round and it's very intricate, so I don't think you can take the geezer song from us. And Ueki by Gumdrops was just me, so that wouldn't be fair on you. That was just me. What? Or it was like a 3-part harmony between us, but it wasn't a round.
Right.
Yeah. So you can't have either of those, I'm afraid. We, as a podcast, can't have. Plus, it wouldn't be personal. No. But Are you
suggesting we write a song for next time?
I mean, you don't need to write it. Ueki by Gumdrops literally took like 2 seconds as we're walking down the road with my mates, you know. Yeah. A geezer took a bit longer because there were 3 of us having to sing it in rounds.
But I feel like you're suggesting that we create a theme.
Yeah, maybe we should. Maybe we should create a We Apologise theme. Sarah suggested it, not me, Square.
I think that would be fun for next time if we create one. I think it's a bad idea and it will be terrible, but I'm not going to do it.
Don't get me wrong. I love the songs that we had, like that Square and I had as friends, our little friendship themes. Loved them. Absolutely fucking loved them. And we would be annoyingly singing them for hours on end at sometimes, you know. However, I'm not going to say they're gold. Certainly, when something is literally 3 lines long and virtually no tune, I can't really say that it's absolute gold.
I feel like
it was golden to me, and it's part of my friendship, and I love that. And I sometimes, find myself in the shower going, "Ooh, where keep our gumdrops," but much louder and much more Yorkshire.
Much more Yorkshire.
Yeah, it's more like, oh God, I feel so nervous doing this on the microphone. One day, maybe I'll do it after and then you can put it in. Okay. But it is much more Yorkshire. It's a proper Yorkshire song.
That can be the outro. You can have that as your outro.
Maybe. I'm nervous about it.
If I knew the words, mate. If I knew the words.
I'll do it properly later when we're not purposely recording and I get a few goes without you having to edit it completely out.
Okay.
Yeah, make it easier.
All right.
Okay.
Look forward to that.
Yeah. I'm shy now. I'm feeling really shy. So
you
you're
don't
gonna
have to
take
do
over a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, how about I do what's floating my boat while you...
Yes. Yeah. Well, I regain
you regain yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, as well, I've been finding like stuff hard to like enjoy, as in like TV shows and books, and just I really wasn't feeling anything, and maybe it's like tied into like lockdown and like winter
I think so,
and stuff like that. But then I found a TV show on Netflix, and it like completely just brought me back.
So excited to find what this is, because
It
I've
just
got a Netflix show.
It completely brought me back into like getting excited about a TV show, which I haven't felt for so long. I mean, Line of Duty's back now, so I'm buzzing for that all the time.
Oh no, I've not even bothered yet, love.
Have you ever seen any of it? Then you can't talk.
No.
You can't talk.
No, I just said I'm not even bothered yet by it, because I just haven't.
You need to treat yourself,
honest.
but also it's good. It's stressful.
Okay.
The acting is amazing. Even if you don't like it, you just need to come in for the acting. The writing, so good. But that's not my thing that I brought. So the thing that I was really enjoying and like got me super excited for like just watching TV again and like getting into stories again is called Alice in Borderland. Yes. So this...
Tell me about this. This sounds interesting just from the title.
It's Japanese. I know.
Oh, okay.
There we go. That was the thing I was waiting for.
It's anime!
It is an anime. It's live action.
Oh, okay, fine. Totally okay with that. Cool.
Yeah, because I know you don't like
as long as it's not bordering on hentai. I don't want anything that's bordering on hentai.
It is based off a manga, and I do believe that it was made into an anime, but I haven't been able to find it because I wanted to know what happened next. But I didn't know it was based off a manga or had an anime adaptation when I decided to watch it. I just saw it on Netflix and it recommended it to me, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I'll give it a whirl." And the basic concept of it is, because I don't want to massively spoil it for anyone, because I really think that people should watch it because it's super duper good. It's been out since last year, so I'm probably late to the party. But hey, at least I showed up. The basic idea: think Hunger Games meets Saw meets Japan.
I've never seen Hunger Games, never seen Saw, and not yet been to Japan.
Okay, so that didn't work.
I've never read Hunger Games either. I mean, I much prefer to read the book first.
I'll sort of give you like the first 20 minutes. So there's 3 young lads. I've forgotten all their names though, because obviously they're all Japanese.
You were so into this.
It's been like 2 weeks though since I've watched it, so I've forgotten all the names. I'm very bad with names. I'd have to like research it.
I am gonna guess that at least one is gonna be named Akira, or
I really don't think there is actually.
Oh wow.
I can't.
There's always.
He begins with an A. I forget. I should really bring names, but there's 3 young lads, and they're in Tokyo, and one's like a gamer whose family are really disappointed in him. You know, they want him to be
for being a gamer,
because all he does is plays games. He doesn't really go out much. He's quite introverted. So they're sort of like, you're just a bit of a disappointment. You could be so much more, and you just waste your life inside. You should be going and achieving. Because he is like a young adult now. They want him to like go to college, go be something. There's another young lad that's his friend, which works at a bar, who's kind of having an affair with the boss's missus. So he's a bit of like, you know, just a down and out, these kind of people. And the third one is a young lad who works at a bank, I believe, and is just like, his mother shows up and he's just giving money to his mother. So they're all kind of like unhappy with their lives. They're not having a good time. The young lad whose family is like disappointed in him, he wants to get out of the house, so he texts them and says, let's just go out and just have a laugh. So they go into like the center of Tokyo, and they're on. You seen that crossroads in the middle of Tokyo? Have you seen it advertised? Where it goes crazy.
I thought you meant the TV show Crossroads. Then I was like, what's that got to do with anything?
like when you're trying to cross the road. Like
yes,
I'd call it a zebra crossing, but I don't know for anyone who's listening in America.
Well,
that would translate.
It's
like in the center.
I would call it a crosswalk.
Yeah, the whatever, and there's like a timer on it, and you've got to get across.
Yeah. They have the same ones in like New York and things. They're crosswalks.
Yeah.
Cool.
So they're sort of messing about, and they're saying about like, can you imagine if we were in a zombie apocalypse? And they're just having a bit of a laugh, and they're on it too long. and that kind of gets the guard, like the police and the guard's attention, so they run away and they hide in a bathroom stall. When this happens, suddenly everything goes kind of dark and silent, and they're in this bathroom stall and they're kind of confused at what's going on, and like, oh, okay, and they step out and everyone in Tokyo has disappeared apart from them. Everybody's gone.
Ooh,
everybody's disappeared, and then a couple hours later, when it gets dark, they see an announcement which says the game will start in 2 minutes. Head to the arena. So they go over there.
So it is very Hunger Games in terms of it. Oh, okay.
So then they have to compete in these games, so it is violent, but I would say to people, it's not like, when I say Saw, it's more you've got like games where you've got to try to get out of it. There's ways out of the game. It's not as violent, though, in that sense of just pure gore. It's violent in like guns and shooting and whatever. But I just had such a good time. And I won't spoil anything else, so that's as far as I'll go. But they head in these games. It's this really like stuff that I love in TV shows and storytellings where they sort of go into human nature. Like, who would go the furthest when your life's on the line? How do you react?
Who's going to do what? Okay.
And
I think from this, I'm just sorry to interrupt, but I think from this that it's a B movie and it's a bit of a trashy B movie, but check out Jurassic Games because that's very much, it's like Jurassic Park, but with all those Hunger Games elements of you're in this space, you've got to try and survive. So I don't like carry on in a minute, but I don't know how you're going to feel about Jurassic Games. It's proper shitty B movie standard, but I fucking loved it because of that element of human nature and who's going to do what.
Yeah.
So
and there's just these like this story, you think it's going to go one way and then it kind of doesn't, and there's this just episode 3. If you don't watch episode 3 and you don't want to watch any more, walk away, honey, because that one I was at work and I was talking to people at work about it. I'm like, it's just destroyed me. Like, it actually destroyed me. It was so good. So
okay, I'm gonna have to like. Will you? I went really high pitched. I don't know why. I do because I've got a sore throat. But will you
just
link? Really sore throat. I'm so sorry for how everything's sounding today. But yeah, obviously I know you're gonna link it in the show notes. But if you wouldn't mind sending me a link, so that I can just like, I really want to watch this show.
It's like it does go a bit Japanese. So if you don't like that kind of out there thing, but I think it is a little bit crazy at times, but it's grounded enough that you can have a good time with it.
The only thing I'm not really a fan of is Japanese anime series. Like, I'm fine with Studio Ghibli. I'm fine with like a lot of Japanese movies. It's the long series like Black Butler and things like that that get a bit porny and a bit weird.
See,
and
this
I can't be arsed with that shit.
There's some like I think there was one sex scene in it, but it doesn't go too far on the like sex, violence, whatever. It kind of focuses more on like the psychological, which is what I enjoy. Yeah. There is a bit where a dude punches a tiger in the face and I actually died from laughter because it was so funny. But
I am not for animal cruelty.
It's a CGI tiger. You can't even feel
I don't
bad
like
for
anything
it. It's so
where
obviously CG.
No, I do, because I don't like anything, even CG, where animals are attacked by humans.
It's too funny though. It's too funny to be upset about it. It's so funny.
Okay.
It's hilarious. So that bit I was a bit like, whoa, this is crazy. But there's just it was so interesting and it's so like different from anything I've watched for a while that I was just like, wow, this is different. And I watched it I think I binged it in a couple of days, and I was like, then having to watch all of like the explanations of things and working stuff out, and then I went into a nosedive of all the actors. One's very pretty.
Oh, I do that halfway through. Even halfway through an episode, I'll have to pause it so I can find out who this person is, what they've been in, how can I stalk them, how can I get them to marry me.
Yeah.
How
do I learn Japanese so I can be with this
Japanese
man?
Well,
he's beautiful.
I mean, it's hard, but phonetically it's quite easy to speak. Because you remember me and Denton had to learn Japanese for a play. So phonetically it's quite easy, but actually learning to read and speak and know which all them things like verbs, adverbs and stuff that we don't understand in English.
Yeah.
Having to do
Honey, I can't do this in English. Don't make me do it in Japanese.
Can you imagine you and me trying to learn
Yeah.
a language that is so hard like that, and actually, like, yeah, we don't even know what verbs and adverbs are, honey. I don't even know what a pronoun is. I do know what a pronoun is.
Don't make it worse. Please don't make it worse. But yeah, I would highly recommend it to anybody. It's not too violent. It's not too gratuitous. Yeah, that word. That one there.
I think you and I are on a similar. We've both been through, like, obviously everyone's been through this lockdown, and we've both had to work through it as well and kept some structure. But we've both kind of lost a little bit of joy.
Yeah.
And I was on exactly the same plane as you. I just really wasn't finding much joy in the normal things like reading and watching watching things, like, even to the point where beauty and makeup videos on YouTube haven't really done it for me. And it must be 2 years, my friend's wedding, one of our mutual friends, one of my very good friends, recommended 2 different series to me, and one of them was Happy, which I watched straight away. I binge watched the night of the wedding, went home and, binge watched the entire first season. I love it. It's still one of my favourite series ever. But he also recommended The Boys, which is on Amazon. Oh my God, it's taken me 2 years to get there.
It's so good.
Yes, like, I was, as you know, like, not everyone knows, but as you know, this weekend I wasn't very well. I had to go into hospital to have a procedure, so I was really, really not in a good place. And so I came home, and the only thing I could even motivate myself to watch was The Boys.
I think I recommended this to you before.
You have, but my friend Pointy also recommended it to me like 2 years ago, and like, when it was brand new, he recommended it to me. But I will say, I watched 2 seasons fully over this entire bank holiday weekend while I was poorly, and I am, oh my gosh, it hasn't overtaken Happy. I will say that it's not overtaken Happy. My God, it's lifted my spirits so much that I am.
I'm surprised you said lifted your spirits, because it's very
dark.
It
was so much. Oh, it's dark, but it's fun.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to ruin it for anyone. It's kind of like superheroes that aren't heroes.
Yeah, so just like the way I would sort of say it is just like picture like DC, because I think they've focused a lot of their
they've done it. They did, but also I feel like they've actually gone DC and Marvel and kept things very easy. Like, you can see the obvious Aquaman. You can see who is the lead Soup. They're not superheroes, they're soups. The lead Soup is very much a mixture of Captain America and Superman.
So it's kind of like those heroes from those stories, but like if they're in a real world setting, so it's kind of dark.
It is dark, but it's also hilarious.
Yes.
And you know how you found the tiger punch really funny? There are some parts, particularly in season 1, I think it happens twice, but there's a certain character who's like their version of Aquaman, who's always trying to do right by the aquatic animal. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
I can hear the dolphins. You can't stop. He goes to like SeaWorld or something, or like
don't ruin it for anyone who's not seen it though. Don't give any spoilers. But there's certain parts where he tries to do things, and he's kind of dumb, and it always goes really wrong. And I just found that it's dark humor in this very dark world. They're the moments of humor that you actually need, and because he's not a good person either, it just like he's trying to do really good things for these aquatic animals, but he's not a good person to be around as another human or soup. So it was just absolutely hilarious every time his attempt to make things right went so wrong. And I was like, so that really lifted my spirits. And I just can't wait for season 3 now.
Yes.
I really can't wait for season 3 to come out, because that's due this year, I believe.
Is it? Oh, good.
I think so, but I don't know if COVID's put things back. But oh my God,
well,
I can't wait to see where that goes.
To watch that show and not get incredibly nervous and creeped out by Homelander. He like freaks me out.
Do you
know what though? So good at it.
He is. I mean, all the actors. I have to say, I think every single actor in that is brilliant.
Yeah.
There is no point where you see them and you can't believe that they are that character. Yeah. And I think that's beautiful because, and the other thing is, I keep calling her Storm Drain and she's not, she's Stormfront. But in season 2 you will see Stormfront, who I can't help but think of as Storm Drain. I'm so sorry. But I I don't want to give any spoilers, but it's so hard to talk about
Mm.
any of the characters without giving these spoilers away. But I found it really hard to feel the way I needed to feel about that character, because she was such a conflicting character in the when she first came in. She was so conflicting for me, and then that conflict carried on throughout, and I thought that was a really, but I also don't think she's I can't even finish that sentence without giving a spoiler. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but it's for anyone who hasn't watched it. I realize I'm super late to the game here, but I assume there are some others that are also as late to this game. If you can get past the really Dick Van Dyke accent for one of the lead characters, then try very hard to get past that, because the character itself is so good. So good. The actor's brilliant. It's just his Dick Van Dyke accent, which I appreciate a bit of Dick Van Dyke London.
But that, I would say, is quite violent, like overly, but
I don't think it's overly violent.
I think it shows quite a bit. Yeah, it is appropriately violent, but like, how do I word this? Because the show kind of does take itself seriously, but doesn't take itself seriously. It's not like, you know, it's Saw. Sometimes you go, God, it's just a bit too much.
I've never seen Saw.
Well, for people that have seen Saw, sometimes I've watched, like when I watched it, I went, it's just a bit much. It's just a bit, like, yes, they are violent, and yes, but it kind of, it's lighthearted.
It's never too much.
Yeah,
I think the thing with the boys is that there is actually a clear political message that is delivered in this semi-humorous, semi-cartoony kind of way.
So it's very fun and very interesting.
Yes, yeah, but it does still carry that very political message. And you need to cover me for a second, Danielle.
Oh, okay. So Adele's leaving me now. So this is fun. Now she's gone. We can say how we really feel about her.
Sorry, I had to walk away from the mic for like 2 seconds.
Oh, she's back.
I am back.
You'll never know my true feelings.
No, I don't want to. Tell me your true feelings. Tell me. I'll pretend I'm not here and you can be horrible about
She's such a bitch.
That's true, and I know you already think that.
Yeah. That's why I keep her around, though. She keeps me grounded. She puts me down.
I actually am the nice one of the two of us, so...
Maybe.
I am. She's giving me this look as if to say, what? And I'm like, actually, I am.
I just like stuff to be done. And I just tell people. Maybe aggressively, maybe directly. It depends on your wordage to get it done.
No, not just that, though. You are very much you live more in black and white than in grey. I prefer the grey areas, because people are human, we're all nuanced.
I don't.
Much like the characters
I like
in the voice.
Grey. Don't make out I don't love the grey. I
you
love
don't.
The grey.
You're very much like this is that. Deal with it, bitch.
You're selling.
And speaking
me so
of
well.
how different we are, we need to revisit. We had, for anyone who's listened to the pod before, we had a battle of the celebrations.
Yeah.
And this is how different Dani and I are, because we had a proper fight between the Bounty
We didn't speak
and the
for
Snickers.
weeks.
Oh my God, no. There's still bitterness.
Yeah.
There is still bitterness
There's
about
still
Bounty
hatred.
versus Snickers.
I can't
Marathon.
look at a Snickers anymore. They make me mad. Don't show me a Bounty because
It's
I'll
so
punch
true.
somebody.
But because we're recording this Easter weekend and everyone's binging on chocolates and things like that, I haven't had any eggs. No one loves me enough. But we decided we were going to revisit this bitter battle with heroes instead. Because who doesn't forget? Because eventually I think it's going to come to heroes versus celebrations just on which one's got the better treats in, and I'm always going to vote heroes. I'm sorry.
Well,
always going to vote heroes. Well, yeah, spoilers, but I think this tournament is actually going to show which one's better as well straight away. Yeah, so I think we need to go in there, Dani. We need to delve into the heroes.
I will let you run the show then. Tell me what my...
I hate doing these things, but I'm going to. So the first round, we have Fudge versus the Cadbury's Caramel.
That is tricky. That is a tricky one. But I might go a little bit controversial here and say the fudge, man. I do.
Oh no, that's not controversial. I
Love
was
that
holding my
fudge.
breath then. I was holding my breath because I was like, if she says Cadbury's caramel.
But you see, like with a Cadbury's caramel bar, I will whack that in the freezer, which I know people find disgusting, but I live my own life. Let me do it. And then I like dunk it in my tea, and it's like you can just chew on it. Oh,
I will admit, like I don't. When I was a kid, it would have always been Cadbury's caramel because I had much sweeter tooth. Nowadays, fudge is too sweet, but I can eat it in small amounts. So, I'm with you on this. We're both fudge people.
don't be spreading that about.
I mean,
Let's not do that.
it's such a dirty word, really, isn't it? Fudge. Like, I don't want to go into that because it's a bit grim. But I will say it's such a dirty, dirty word.
Stop saying it, please. Move on. Next category.
Next, we have dairy milk versus Whisper. And I always find, I'm going to procrastinate slightly, but I always find with boxes of Heroes and Celebrations, as we had on the, this, like, talking about bounties and things like that, the small sizes are never quite the same as the large. So I think it's much... Your picks for small size versus large would always be different, I think. So yeah, so for this round, we've got dairy milk versus Whisper.
I'm going to put my money on dairy milk.
Oh my God. I cannot get over this because currently we're both on the same page.
Shut up. I thought you were going to be like, Whisper's for life. I think a Whisper's fine. I just don't enjoy the texture as much. It's not as satisfying.
A normal size chocolate bar, if I had to pick between a dairy milk and a Whisper, I'm going to pick a Whisper because normal size, I like to dunk it in my tea. Like I would dunk it in my tea. You get to have like the normal chocolate bit on top and then you get the bubbles. Love it. But on the small one, I'm like, it's a fucking waste. And also they don't taste the same as the large ones.
No, they are condensed.
Whereas the small dairy milk, which would be too intense for me on a regular size bar, because you're having just one, and it's a really thick, solid chunk of chocolate compared to a normal bar of chocolate.
It is good.
I love that crunch that you get because it's so thick and dense.
Oh,
so I'm with you.
I like just swill it around my mouth, suck on it for a bit. It's good.
It's like, oh no, that goes through me. That's like a person with no teeth and chocolate. Oh no,
Lovely.
You make me
lovely.
Sick. You are making me sick.
I'm surprised we're on the same page, but yes, next question.
I'm surprised. I can't get over that image. I'm just
enjoy it.
Savor
it.
No,
take it in.
Okay, so next round. Oh, see, one of these is quite a new addition because some have been in there for a long time, some haven't. Twirl versus the cream egg twisted.
Oh,
this is I think this is hard.
That is hard.
I don't know how to answer this one.
I would say the Cadbury's cream egg because I feel like the twirl is too similar. I know there's like less and it's like a bit more spaced out. Then it's quite similar to the dairy milk. So if I want variety in the next round, I do like the cream egg because I don't normally have a cream egg now because it's too much.
Oh, see, we're opposites here.
Oh, okay.
I much prefer a twirl because it's got a different intensity to the twirl has a different intensity to the dairy milk in terms of the flavour of the chocolate. So I'll always go for the mini twirl. The cream egg twisted is not the same as an actual cream egg. And by God, I fucking love a cream egg. I love that bitch.
By God. In the name of the Lord, I love a cream egg.
I do. And it's the fondant, I love icing sugar. Like not royal icing, get out of here. But buttercream or fondant icing sugar,
See,
I love.
I've never been a big fan. You know in those cupcakes that you see on TV that look beautiful?
Yeah, with the buttercream.
I can't be doing that. That's so annoying.
No, but do you know what though? That's because there's an issue with cupcakes where the balance of buttercream to cake is never right, no matter what size. It's never right. So, but I'm actually like, that was a hard one. That was a hard one. And I think, you're justified in your choice. I feel justified in mine. I'm not going to attack you for your choices here. This is a little bit too peaceful compared to the celebrations. I feel like we're actually having negotiations rather than war.
All out war that came before.
Yeah, which is weird. I was not.
So
expecting
does mine go
this.
through? Because last time when I did the presenting, yours went through.
Yeah, yours are. I'm writing both down, but yours are the one going through because it was mine last time. But I'm writing mine down just so I don't get confused later and think, oh, did I pick that one? No, I didn't. Fucking hell. Stick with your original choice, bitch.
Know yourself.
I don't. That's the problem.
That's the issue.
Okay, so next round. This is not as exciting because I think we're not all out hating each other.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to have to pick a controversial one but there isn't because it's heroes and they're better than celebrations.
Okay.
Bitch. Okay.
I only bought celebrations last time because I bought in a box of celebrations to work. And
yeah,
that
I was going to say, you took them to work because heroes are better and you want to keep them at home.
I mean, probably. I'm not like a die-hard.
Psychological.
So I'm trying to make me mad.
You're very, very calm today.
I've got zen.
Like
you know what I mean? Sorry?
Yeah. You've been meditating.
I'm meditating.
Yeah.
Meditative.
Okay, so
no.
The wee eclairs versus the wee double decker. Now,
eclair every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Every
I know
day.
people love a double decker, but I'm like, girl, get that out of my face. I don't want it.
Again, though, with these, I'm gonna say a full size double decker. Fucking love that shit.
Nah,
love that.
too chewy.
Because it's
Like
got
I'm
the
gonna lose a
crunch.
tooth.
It's got the nugget. No, it's got crunch. It's got nugget. It's got chocolate. It's got everything you want. And also, if you put that bitch in the freezer, holy shit, you will lose a tooth.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's a risk. It's a challenge. Totally love that. Plus, it's a bit too big for your mouth. It being a double decker. You know, I love the challenge of a real size double decker. But in the Heroes box, no, not having it. Fuck off.
The eclair.
Get
though.
out. Oh yeah,
That is
it's chewy.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, don't put them in the freezer though.
No.
You'll lose all your teeth. You'll lose.
You
them all.
don't need teeth when you.
So we're moving through this pretty quick. So Crunchy versus Dream. I don't know if you remember Dream, but if you're old like
Dream
me,
is before my time.
It was a beautiful white chocolate bar. So think Dairy Milk, but fully white chocolate. And that's your basis of... And it isn't... when it was in the Heroes box, back in my day, love, when it was in Heroes, it was not like the current formation of Dairy Milk. They were like the old ones that you used to get in the Roses tin as well, where it was just like 2 little blocks. So imagine that in white chocolate. Imagine a Milky Bar kid just threw a bunch of little Milky Bars in there just for your...
I think a Milky Bar would be better though. Just like picturing it. They do now. I've seen it. Dairy Milk White.
Dairy Milk White. Well, they relaunched Dream in like huge fucking sizes, and it costs about £3, which is just ridiculous. So maybe that's what you're seeing.
No, it was literally. It was called like Dairy Milk White.
What's the point in that? What's the point in relaunching Dream and doing Dairy Milk White?
I don't know, player.
What?
I don't know.
Dairy Milk Marble, bitch. That was where it was
they did
at.
Dairy Milk
Fucking
Darker.
Marble.
And then they did a...
Oh, yeah. They've done Darker. And it was okay. It was okay.
It was
Dark
fine.
Milk, that was what it was called. It wasn't a Bourneville. Bastards. Holding... right now, I'm like, cabbage, you fuckers.
But I
why are you doing this?
think that I would go with... a crunchy on this. Cause
No!
There's the rage. There it is. This is how you set her off. You just gotta crank her up. And
oh my god.
You're asking me to
Danielle,
love something
what?
I never had, so...
Well, this is true. I might have to spend the £3 and buy you a fucking Dream.
I mean, this is what dreams are made of.
What? It's awful.
Yes,
Crunchy is awful.
Whoa!
Who?
You need to
Honeycomb?
calm down.
Honeycomb? No.
Yes.
It's wrong. It's just
Yes.
sugar made by bees, stolen from the bees. They need that shit.
No, they
Stop
don't.
stealing from the
They're all
bees.
right. They're
Yeah,
lovely.
they do.
They're
They
fine.
need it. No. Stop
I
stealing
quite like
from
honeycomb
bees.
though. I really quite enjoy.
To be fair, real honeycomb
Yeah.
is much better
Dunked
than
in
the crunchy
chocolate.
honeycomb.
There was
Blech.
where did I
No.
go?
No.
Where did I go? Tatton House.
Tatton Park.
No, I think it was Tatton House. It was a big.
Well, it's called Tatton Park overall. It's got massive grounds with loads of gardens.
Has it got a big
and
house
then
in
it's got
it?
the house.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe Tatton Park then is what it's called. I went there and they do like a little bit of like a farm shop.
Mm-hmm.
and there was some real honeycomb in there, dunked in chocolate. That boy
no.
was
No.
fine, mighty fine.
Mm-mm.
But I'm gonna say
No,
crunchy.
it's just
I quite enjoy a
sweet on
crunchy.
sweet.
Maybe because I'm a bad person. I don't know.
You are a horrific person. You are. I can't.
I'm smiling.
I can't get past.
For no one that can see my face,
I think
I'm
this
smiling.
is the end of our friendship right now. This is the end
this
of
what
our
does it?
friendship. We're just gonna have a professional relationship because of the podcast. But this has ended us. Get out.
I'm in my own house. You're in your house.
Oh my god. That I will say though, I think I'm remembering the horrid crunchies that used to be like a proper mini crunchy, whereas now they've changed it so it's just like a fucking dairy milk with some crunchy type bits in. So I
think
will say
that's
it's
what that
slightly
is
better now.
in there. I don't think it's an actual like crunchy.
Yeah,
crunchy
no, that's what I mean.
bits.
Like it's not an actual crunchy anymore. But back in my day, when dreams existed,
when this dreams were real.
when dreams could come true.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what are we waffling about? Then crunchy was like a proper mini crunchy bar. It was awful, sickly little shite. I've got very strong opinions on
I
a
can
crunchy
tell.
bar.
I thought, how do I get it? Boom! I choose crunchy. What? Get out of my face!
Yes. So in loyalty to the dream, I would have.
In
gone
loyalty to the dream.
In loyalty to the dream, yeah. I'm far too attached to Cabby's dream, even though
I can tell.
again I refuse to pay £3 for a bar of it. So
I can tell.
obviously
the dream
not that loyal.
is too much. But I choose crunchy. Final
Okay,
answer.
So, okay. Oh wow, you disgust me.
Well, you brought
Yeah,
Snickers into my
Hey,
celebration.
Snickers are the best and will always be the
The
best.
crunchies
I'm back
in that
up
one
on
though are
this.
pretty banging. I do reach for a crunchy early on.
I can't say it. I can't because I can't be disloyal to a dream. I can't.
I can.
I just can't.
I take the crunchy.
Yeah. Well, you don't even remember it. You didn't have dreams in your
I didn't have dreams. I maybe did, but I do not remember the dream.
Okay. So, I mean, 1999, I think they went out of the box.
I would have
That's
been
how long ago.
like 3.
Yeah. I remember that Christmas well. My
It
last
was a
Christmas
dark
with the
time.
dream.
Father went out
Well,
for
I
a pack
didn't
of
know.
cigarettes and never came back.
I just remember it being a hard Christmas where I had an ulcer at the back of my throat and couldn't eat fucking heroes. Saddest time of
You have like a
my
really
life.
in-depth character lore. I'm enjoying it. It gets deeper and deeper with each passing episode.
I mean, yeah.
The Christmas of
So,
99.
right, okay.
Yeah,
so
sorry. So would you make a timeline? If they have time, make a timeline
Oh my
of Adele's life,
God.
please. 'Cause
yeah, I not long moved back home either. Sarah and I had stopped living together that Christmas, I think. So.
See, there's more information, people. Make a timeline.
Yeah. I don't think anyone cares enough, though.
Nah, this is true.
Yeah.
This is truth.
They don't. So now we move on to the semi-finals. Oh my god, it's the semi-finals. I think. Well, there's no final. It's fine. So fudge versus dairy milk. Again. No, yeah. Fudge versus dairy milk. Cadbury's caramel is too similar. Yeah, it is. It's fudge versus dairy milk. Danielle, the time is on. You have 10 seconds. Make that answer.
I think
Make
I'm
your
gonna say
choice, bitch.
fudge. I actually think I'm gonna say fudge.
Wow.
I feel like even to myself that's
Oh
a
my
surprise. But
God.
if you're like, I feel gun to my head. I really want to say fudge because I do enjoy them. Wow. I'm surprised by my own answer.
Yeah, if it came down to it and the fudge and the dairy milk were there, and it would be the dairy milk for me. If I fancy
actually thought
chocolate,
it would be to me,
it's
but
gotta
then
be
I just
chocolate.
couldn't say it. I was like, no, I think the fudge. I think because I'm kind of
Okay.
hungry that I'm like craving the
Okay.
sugar.
Yeah, that's probably why, because we are at lunchtime.
Yeah.
now.
And I was
I
like,
just
I don't
had a
need to eat
reminder
before
from my
this. And now
dog.
I'm like, I should have eaten.
Yeah, no. I had breakfast
Yeah.
at like 8 o'clock this morning.
9 and I'm
I
still
had a
hungry.
healthy breakfast. I had a really healthy breakfast.
No, I had a bowl of honey Cheerios.
No.
I know.
No.
It's not good.
Too sweet.
I
Too
know.
sugary.
I know.
Yeah. I used to love Cheerios though.
Mm.
I used to prefer, what were the Wheatos, the chocolate ones?
Oh,
Wheatos.
we need to do a
Yeah.
cereal one. I'm like buzzing.
Do you know what though? I'd have to go from distant memory because I can't eat cereal being gluten intolerant. I'm like,
Add it to the character sheet, boys. Add it
Oh
to the
my
character
God.
sheet of Adele's and Tom's.
Yeah, but Crave, man, I miss that shit.
Crave.
And it was terrible for you, but
Yeah.
those pillowy, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Right, sorry. Anyway, we get back. Let's not digress
Yes.
too much. Let's get back.
Let's get back.
So we've got the cream egg versus the eclair.
Oh,
I think
the
I know which is
eclair.
winning. Yeah,
The
yeah, It
eclair.
has to be.
Till I am blue in the
eclair's
face.
yeah. So, and then we also have Crunchy going through.
Yeah,
to the
because we're
semi-finals,
uneven.
just by default.
Yeah,
by
by
default,
we're
the
uneven.
Crunchy makes it through to the semi-finals. So you now have to make the decision
Okay.
between. This is like the end of the Masked Singer. You got 3 people there. You need to choose who's going through.
The
who's
Masked
gonna
Singer.
win.
Wow. Oh,
It
what
is.
a
It's totally like
garbage
the Masked
pile of
Singer.
a show.
No. Oh my
Yes.
God, Daniel. No.
Yes.
I didn't think I was gonna like the Masked Singer. I didn't. I can't say masked either today because my throat's so bad. But I didn't think I was gonna like that shit, and I've especially the US one, because I absolutely love how extreme their answers sometimes are, and you're like, there is no way that person would ever appear on this shit. So why are you choosing them? Why,
I
bitch?
think, I don't know if it's my brain, but mostly probably is my brain. But when it's like time to reveal somebody and like the camera spins around the person, everyone's going, take it off, take it off. I find that so eerily weird, and like
Really,
it really stresses
You've never
me
been
out.
to a strip show.
It just freaks me out. I'm like, this is so weird, and the camera sort of pans around them in this horror movie
It
style.
does feel like, I was
and
going to
then
say,
they're
it
just
feels a little
taking
bit
their head off, and
Hunger
I'm like,
Gamesy.
this seems like
Oh yeah, I know.
crazy.
It feels like, for me, it's a cross between being a really cheap strip show at that point where they're
Yeah.
shouting "take it off,"
Yeah.
but also a little bit, like you say, horror movie-ish. And I feel like it's some sort of,
It's creepy.
for me, it feels a bit like Japanese porn. It could go into that realm. It could go into hentai, you know? Yeah, but however, I love the Masked Singer. I can't help it. I'm not bothered about who's singing.
How we go from Heroes to the Masked Singer to hentai.
And then we've got to go back as well. We've got to go back there because
Marty,
we've
we've
got to get to the
go back.
finals.
We've got to go back to 19. What was it? 70?
1919. When? 1970. What are you on about?
Because I said with Marty, we've got to go back.
Oh,
like it's in
yeah.
Back to the Future.
I can't even.
Is it
Didn't
the
they have to go
60s?
back to the
70s?
50s? No, it was the 50s. They had to go back to the 50s to get his parents to definitely meet. And then I think it was the third one, they had to go back to the 1800s at some point, to the Wild West.
And then they were going forward, weren't they?
Yeah.
At the end of the first one.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so confusing. I haven't watched those movies in such a long time that I can't remember the order. But I know the first one they had to go back to make sure his parents got together.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then
When did they go
the
back
sick
to?
weirdness of his mum. No, 50s. But his mum started fancying him, which was like, bleh. How
When
is
was
this
that
a
film
movie?
made? 80s?
In the 1980s,
Yeah, it was a different time.
I mean, yes, it was, but it was also, it's grim. It's grim to think there are movies, more than one movie out there, where someone meets their mother in a different, and no, it's so Oedipal. Grim. Right, so back to the finals. Back to the finals.
Back to the final.
I hope no one had got whiplash. How we just quickly moved on.
Subject change.
Yeah. So it's fudge versus eclair versus crunchy. This is. I feel like we should be shouting "take it off," but we're not going to.
I don't understand how the context would work there to take it
off.
off.
Well, I don't either. But because there's 3 of them, we need some kind of like
it off.
Take
it
yeah,
off.
basically. Which is only work well with the eclair because that's the only one you have to unwrap. The others you just kind of like, they've got that little
Peel.
bit. Yeah, peel.
Peel it
Yeah,
off.
it's not the same.
Peel it off.
Peel it. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the same.
Fudge.
Eclair or
or crunchy.
I know my choice here, but I don't know which is good. I think it's going to be difficult for you between 2 of them, but.
Again, this surprises even myself, but I feel like I'm going to say dum dum dum. I'm building tension. Dum dum. Dum dum.
It's like dancing on ice.
Eclair.
Yes.
I
Oh my god.
feel like
I am so.
it's
okay,
just a
yeah.
good all-rounder. I would probably go in
It
order
is.
of
It's
the
got
last
everything.
3. I would go eclair, crunchy, fudge.
Oh. What?
That would be my
Crunchy
order.
before the fudge. You are dirt. Crunchy before a fudge.
You are dirt. I've never been called that. That was fun. Thanks.
Crunchy before a fudge?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What? What?
You've gone really high pitched.
Oh my god, I can't even deal with you.
Yeah,
I can't deal with
definitely.
you.
Crunchy before a fudge.
Oh my god. I someone needs to take over right now because I can't.
Co-host. Maybe we need a third just to like be the
We do
buffer.
to deal with.
We need a buffer.
Because I am like the pit of my stomach is like through the floor right now at you choosing a crunchy over
yeah.
fucking fudge.
I'm
What is wrong with you? You are wrong in so many ways.
the list
I'm gonna
is
put
too
that out
long
there.
of what's wrong with me.
Yeah, I know. It's true. It's true. I just, what on earth? Yeah, I'm gone. Anyway, so that's gone really dark. Danny choosing a crunchy. I think it's lockdown's got to it.
I chose
I'm gonna say
the
this is-
eclair, but the second was the crunchy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna put it down to the fact we've been locked down for too long. It's been a year.
It has been.
Yeah, so I feel like that's messed with your brain a little bit.
Long
I'm gonna
time.
give you that excuse just so we can carry on being friends, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah. So, I mean, thankfully, though, we're getting to that point in, fingers crossed, we can actually be able to start doing shit again soon.
Yes, that
Isn't that? Yeah.
is kind of becoming
So,
a distant hope that I dare not dream. I dare not dream that dream.
I know. It's kind of like, is this really happening?
Mm.
Or are we going to be allowed our freedom? I bought a picnic blanket for when we were allowed to have. Yeah.
We are technically
for when we're
allowed to go for a picnic.
We are at the moment, yes.
Yes.
We're allowed to meet outside with groups up to 6 people,
Mm.
still distanced, in gardens, parks, whatever. So in hopes of being able to have some of those meetings, weather permitting, bought a picnic blanket because we failed to do that last year.
Yeah.
We had all these plans. Yeah, we had to use like beach towels to sit on wet grass last year. But this year, be more prepared. Got myself a cute picnic blanket. Very nice. So I am obviously looking forward to getting out and doing a few things. And one of those for me, I cannot wait. I mean, there's so many things. Theatre is like right up there. But one of the things that I really miss being able to do is go for breakfast with people.
Ooh.
And like go and meet someone for a coffee and breakfast first thing in the morning when you're still really tired and can't be asked conversation, and just be able to have that person's presence without having to make any effort. That's what I'm looking forward to. Being with people without making an effort. Because I'm a lazy fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing that's doing it for
Yeah.
you, the idea.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I...
So what is it that what's the first thing you're going to do when there's more things lifted rather than just being able to go in someone's garden? What's your thing you're looking forward to?
What I would really love to do, which sounds... I've got a couple of things, but like the main one I really want to do is like go to like a big city like Manchester, London, Derby, something like a proper city, not like where we are. And
Derby's not. I mean,
yeah, but it's big for us.
Yeah.
And go like day drinking, and then
I'm not a drinker.
love it in the day, love a cocktail in the day, and then go
I love it,
shopping.
yeah.
Like,
oh no, because then my whole month's wage would go in one.
what I love. Well, I've got some self-control, so I don't have to spend it all. But I love to be drunk in shops. I don't know why. It's a weird one. I love being drunk in shops.
That's not my preference in life at all. I think I'd be sick.
No, I love it.
I think I would actually probably throw up on some really expensive clothes or something. Or
I don't mean
some
like to the
fucking
point of
designer
like
handbag.
completely inebriated, but I mean like
No.
tipsy.
I used to. I'm not going to mention names because again we're no longer friends, and I've spoken about this person before. But I am going to say I used to do this. I had 2 jobs. Both of them were, one was an evening job, the other was nights. And so during the day, we were naughty. Where I had friends from each particular job where I would do this. During the day, we would sometimes go day drinking in different cities and get absolutely... Like one of them, I used to get rat-arsed and then we'd go into work. Instead of taking the day off, we'd get rat-arsed playing pool together and then go into work at 6 o'clock in the evening. And then the other one, we used to go sort of like Birmingham, Manchester, places like that. We'd go shopping And like, obviously we'd have like a really nice lunch and have cocktails, and you know, we were proper living that lush lifestyle of drinking in the day before breakfast kind of situation. And we used to go to Selfridges and things, and then I'd end up spending an entire, thank God I got 2 jobs, but I would end up spending an entire month's wage in just one store, because that's who I am when I've had a drink. I don't control.
I think because I'm very like thingy with my money anyway.
You are very good with money. You plan financially very, very well.
Thank you. I've been well trained. But like, even when I'm drunk, I'm like, I don't think I've got this in the budgetary requirements, so I'm gonna have to put it back down. Thank you. But
yeah, whereas no, I've got zero control compared to you.
No, I think that's why I like day drinking, because normally when I'm in shops, I'm going, that's too expensive. That's too expensive. That's too expensive. Nope. Can't spend that. Can't. But then when I've had a drink, it kind of loosens me up a bit, and I'm like, actually, you know what? I will buy that top. That's cute.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I hate shopping on a normal day. I hate shopping, but I'm willing to part with my cash. That's like a weird thing. I'm so willing to part with the cash, but I just hate it. I hate shopping. But when I go day drinking, I actually enjoy the process of shopping too. And I think it makes it just that little bit easier to part with even more cash.
And you know where's fun to go when you're drunk?
Where?
I love a Waterstones when I'm drunk. I love a Waterstones when I'm sober, but especially when I'm drunk, I'm like, this is good.
No, I can't imagine it, because I think I would just sit there reading books and be like making book thoughts for myself and probably get kicked out. I'd be arrested.
It feels like a place you shouldn't be drunk. So when you are drunk, it's kind of like my level of being mischievous. Like that's the most dangerous.
See, I think that's why I loved going into work drunk, because obviously it's a place you're not meant to be drunk. And I've not done this in a long time, but my job was not like, I didn't have responsibility for anybody's lives. I mean, I had responsibility for some stuff. I'm not going to go into what that job was, you know, but it was never going to cost someone their life.
Yeah.
I didn't the job I went into drunk. I didn't cash handle or anything like that. So it wasn't like I was going to pay out millions to someone while I was working at the casino. I was not that stupid. I always kept a clear head at the casino. So it was a different job where it's data entry. If I got something wrong, maybe the wrong thing would go to the wrong person, but it wasn't going to be like, it wasn't going to even breach DPA, which for now it's called GDP, but it wasn't going to breach that. It wasn't breaking those laws. We're good. I was fine. I could be hammered. Sometimes maybe woozy at my desk, you know. Maybe sometimes I was a little bit
I've got a day off after. Like a day
no. It was I always used to love going. Thursday nights were my night out, because then I got paid for my hangover. And Saturday and Sunday were freed up to enjoy life as it should be.
I suppose that's the thing as well. Like, I've never worked a
you've never had a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I've never had a 9 to 5. Like, I've never, like, back in sixth form, I would be there 5 days a week, and then I'd work all weekend. So like Mondays were my fun day. I'm like, yes, I'm going back to sixth form. I don't have to work anymore. So I did that for like a year and a bit. So I literally didn't have a day off for like a year. And then when it was like the holidays and I was working full time, you'd work weekends, you'd work, you know, because it was
because you worked for a resort, didn't you, as well? So it wasn't like you were working for in an office. You were actually working for quite a large holiday type resort. Yeah,
so I've never like had the weekend off as like apart from when I was at school, but that was. We won't go into how long ago that was. Let's not talk about that.
I'm totally sort of the opposite. I'm like, I've had occasional weekend jobs, but I've quit them pretty quick, because I like my weekends. I like to have, I mean, with the casino, I did end up working both times at each casino, working weekends. But because I was working nights, I would force myself to stay awake during, like, oh my God, I was so knackered on a Saturday. Because I would go from one job to the next job on a Friday, go home, maybe not sleep at all, and just go straight to Manchester or Birmingham for lunch with my dad or something. And then I would come home, maybe get a nap on the train home, and go get changed and get ready for work on a Saturday night.
See, I can't do anything like that. Even if I did have like a job where, you know, it didn't matter if I, you know what you're saying, like it's just a thingy job. But like I have this weird thing where if I don't sleep enough, like a baby, I will get the biggest migraine and it will just send me sick and I have to lie down. There's just no way I can like...
I'm like that now, but in my 20s I was so... I mean, the biggest thing for me was...
I'm getting to middle age.
Hey, I'm not middle-aged
No, but like I'm worse than you, and you are like you're not middle-aged and I'm
older.
already there.
Well, no, I'm like 14 years older than you, so yeah. But in my 20s I just didn't care. I didn't need sleep. I could go out, like I say, on a Thursday night. I'd stay out all night. Not all night, but I'd get home at like 4 o'clock in the morning hammered, and I would just get up for work the next day and still be drunk, but you know, be fine. I'd crash maybe mid-afternoon, but I always made sure that like I'd got enough caffeine to keep me going.
I've never had that stage yet in my entire life. I'm like, oh, I don't need sleep, don't need food. I need my food. I need my sleep. Maybe I'm still a toddler. I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to work it out.
I don't know. I found that as I got older that I am more in need of a routine and getting sleep and having meals at certain times. Whereas when I was younger, I was just like, yeah, like even at college when I was like 14, 15 at college, and I used to go out 3-4 nights a week and just not get any sleep, and then like come morning we'd stayed up all night so we wouldn't fall asleep and be late for college. We'd still be late for college. We would knackered. Even
when we were at uni, I would be the first one, because I used to live in this house with a couple of other people from our course, and I would always be the first one up having a breakfast. Like, I need to have my breakfast. No one else would ever have breakfast apart from me. So I would maybe get up an hour or so early to have that breakfast, then get ready.
Wow, you were committed to that food.
I have to be. I do it for other people's sake rather than my own. I am. You think I'm a nightmare normally? You wait till I've not eaten, and then
I know. Worst. I've seen you when you're hungry. I've seen you hungry,
like
and I know how irritable you get.
The mist descends, and I cannot deal with people.
I know when Dani says I'm hungry and I need food, that we have to get her food as quickly as possible, because it's not a nice situation. You think you've seen like Jurassic Park. If you've seen Jurassic Park 3, where Mama Rex's baby gets stolen and she goes like fucking crazy for baby Rex, that's Dani over food.
I don't know what it is. Like,
she will destroy a city.
Weird issues with food, but it's like I can't even think of anything. When I get hungry, I'm like, I can't even think of anything else.
Yeah, it is like blind to everything else. Apparently, though, levels of hunger are genetic. So does your mum?
No, mum can go ages without thinking.
It's so strange because, like, I'm a geek. I'm self-confessed geek. But they are, like, doing studies on whether hunger is, like, the levels of hunger you experience are genetically imprinted into you.
I
don't think so.
Because I think it's, like, it's a useful survival technique, like
mechanism.
Back in the day, if you got hungry and then got super rage filled, you obviously then going to be able to like kill somebody for food, or just kill an animal for food. Like,
I don't know. I sometimes think actually you have more benefits not getting angry, because you can think more logically when you're not angry.
Oh, it's probably better to not get angry, but I mean, like, the reason it's stayed around is it's got its uses.
Perhaps.
Like psychopaths, but they have their uses.
They've got their uses.
No, but like that's sort of why it stayed around.
Controversial
because like back in the day when we were in tribes,
we need to cleanse society. Let's get a psychopath on the case.
The person that was most willing to like keep the group alive tended to be a bit psychotic to do that. Like, if they cared about everyone's opinion and everyone, like,
then they wouldn't.
Like, that's how like a leader tends to need to not want everyone to like them, not want everyone to... You've got to have... I'm not saying like a full-blown psychopath that's willing to kill people for anything, but you've got to have a level of it. That's why
you've got to take into consideration what's best for the group rather than what's best for everyone.
Yeah.
And much like, I hate to say this, but much like a politician, where you have to look at what's better for society rather than... I don't mean to go like
Shane Dawson on this and just keep saying the word psychopath.
But please don't talk about Shane Dawson. What a horrid little man.
Yeah, he is a horrid little man. But he did a series where he just said the word psychopath over and over again, and it was a meme for a while.
Oh, I hate him. I can't.
Yeah, he's gross.
Shane Dawson. That's grim, horrid human. Barely human.
Well, that's what I'm trying
what
to
a
say.
way to bring the show down.
Sorry, I was
Shane
just trying
Dawson.
to be like, I'm making a joke. I don't like him, but you don't like him.
No, I mean...
But that was all I was trying to say, is like, the people who get hungry, it's got a use genetically. Maybe not the most
cleanses.
useful, but it obviously has like some form of use. Like,
I think, well, it's got the use in particular, I think, on a personal level of, you know, that if you're getting angry, you got to eat, bitch. So it's your survival technique.
So it probably keeps me alive. And like back in the day, it would have kept me alive because well, not me personally, but
You'd
my
push everyone out of the way of the food.
Alive.
You'd run faster than someone else to kill that fucking rabbit, bitch.
But I think I don't know what I was looking into, why this came up, but like things like that are called like learning disabilities, like dyslexia, autism, they have their uses. That's probably why they're still here.
Well, yeah, because it keeps society divergent, and I think that's a really, you know, hence most autistic people using the term neurodivergent rather than learning disability, because it is divergent. We need the diversity of
I meant more like
people.
as in like for I don't know a lot about autism because obviously it's more what you know about, but like for dyslexic people, they're quite good at like building and things that are like bigger picture focused. So that's like obviously language it's a
diversity in terms of it brings diversity to the group of people that you're surrounded by. If one person's dyslexic and maybe another person's something else or not, you know, you've got people there who are considered completely fully abled. And so, yeah, it does. It brings diversity to a group that they may need. It's like, you know, if you go into an escape room, you don't want everybody to be of the same mindset because you're going to miss out on fucking clues and stay in there forever. Not forever, but
forever and a day. They'll
never
let you out.
You'll
That's
never win.
Sign a contract that you can't come out. You die there.
I feel like that should be part of an escape room experience, Dani, because then it would motivate people to not be lazy and actually escape.
I've never been in an escape room and I don't like the idea of them.
I've been in and I did worry I would get a bit claustrophobic, but that's what keeps you motivated. That gives you that adrenaline rush to keep everyone like going and not fall apart. Because when you've got a group of people,
I know me very well, and it's not my fun thing to be like, I can't get out this room.
But you can. That's the problem.
No, I know I can. But when there's the illusion of you can't get out this room until you solve this thing. That gets me.
That's why I think it should be really you can't get out this room, because then you wouldn't have it as an illusion. You wouldn't be thinking, oh well, I could just press a buzzer and go. It
would get me stressed going. Don't enjoy it.
I enjoyed it because I knew I could get out. You press a buzzer and, you know, or you fail or whatever, and someone comes and unlocks the door, and
I just don't like somebody else having the key to how I get out of a place. I don't like that.
Yeah, that could be good for a murder series. No, I just mean like how interesting would that be?
Elaborate on the murder series.
I just mean like you could, well, not, but you know, an episode of Midsummer Murders that happens.
Oh, so they're in an escape room. The cameras go off for a second, and then the buzzer goes off, and they find a dead body and 4 people saying it wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly. And so what, you know that there's another person with the keys to that room. In fact, and any member of staff could particularly. Oh, that'd be so much fun. That could be. Get on it, Midsummer Murders. Make a new series.
You make it, Adele. I believe in you. You make it.
I can't make it. Can't be arsed.
Oh.
I can't make it because I can't be arsed.
Well, then maybe don't.
That's why. No, but someone should. Escape rooms are fun though. I did one a couple of years ago with Philippa for her birthday, and we had like 4 seconds, I think, left on the clock before we would have been locked in.
Trapped.
And we managed to get out.
That
we
just
escaped.
reminded me of, and this again will be a reference that goes over your head, but it just reminded me of Trapped that was on like CBBC back in the day. It was this show which was kind of like an escape room for kids, and they were they weren't, but the visuals were they were in this big tall tower, and they were at the very top layer, and they had to get down to the bottom. So each room they had like a little game to do, kind of like an escape room. But there was this woman who like I can't really remember it very well, but she like was in charge of stuff, and like she was just the only thing you ever saw of her was a mouth. It was like a completely painted white face with like purple lips, and these kids had earpieces, and one of them was the saboteur, and they would have to sabotage the game. They were called like,
oh my god, that sounds so
they would have to sabotage the game, and I think if the person was found out, then they got locked in the room. But if they weren't found out, somebody else would get locked in the room and they could go to the next level. So like one kid would always get locked in this room and they would be trapped. It was so fun. And then like each level they would go down.
Of this.
Yeah, we should watch an episode. It was fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you like that kind of game, you'd have loved Nightmare. I think that was on.
Yeah.
Was it on CITV back in my day. It was either on CITV or obviously CBBC, but Nightmare was it's similar. You weren't trapped, you were just meant to be like there until the next week or whatever. But it was very much the same CGI stuff where you had to move from different room and do puzzles and but there was no saboteur on that. The saboteur sounds amazing.
Yeah, so you just get this visual of this woman's mouth and she goes, "You are the saboteur," and this kid would just go like wide-eyed and go.
Were they meant to be friends as well? Like
the
kids
I can't remember if they were just randomers or they were like a group of friends, but I feel like
if it's a group of friends, oh wow, that could be a friendship destroyer for
one
life.
kid I think got locked in every room, and the idea was you had to be the last one out. Or maybe a couple could get out. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a while, but yeah, there would be somebody locked in the room. And there was this other
that
guy
sounds
that
right up my alley.
Who was like, he had really bad prosthetics of like dangly ears, and he was like the
that was half the joy is the really bad graphics, but also those who were actual like the actors that were in the game were always in horrific really really bad prosthetics, and I think that was half of the joy is know this person who's meant to look like a goblin or whatever, and it's like that shit's gonna peel off and hurt, but also it looks terrible. But I love those kind of kids shows. I think they're just so much fun to watch because as a child you were fully immersed in that world.
Yeah, like she used to freak me out. The woman did. It was like a white completely, but you literally only saw like her mouth, and she was
like
very
me in my teen years.
Like she she like would really.
I probably would have. I used to completely wipe my face out, wear purple eyeliner as lipstick, either black eyeliner as lipstick or blue lipstick. That was my teen years, Dani. You would just see me in my teens.
Yeah, you just going, "You are the saboteur," and I'm like, okay. Yeah, and she would like explain the games to them, I feel, if I can remember correctly. And then they would have this visual of when the kid got out, if one got out, of like the CGI like water really bad and them getting on a boat and getting out. Oh my god, let's watch it.
Oh my god, we need to watch that, and we need to watch like Nightmare because that was very similar. You know, you'd have all like CGI rivers where they were in this boat and there was like a fucking boatman or whatever.
He's a boatman.
Yes. I need to pee.
Oh, well, that sounds like the end of the podcast.
Yeah, because
I need to pee. The end. Yeah. I wish that we had like visuals because then I would just put the end.
And yeah, I'm carrying on drinking water.
Well, it's like she's making a problem and then complaining about it. Okay, then we will say goodbye. And we apologise for what you've had to listen to. The rambling nonsense.
Yeah. Well, especially the kind of whiplash turns that we've done today.
Are you okay?
Doing donuts.
You can't sue us. We don't have money. So
no,
if you do have whiplash, don't contact us. We will not help you.
Goodbye, people. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.
Ooh, keep our gumdrops. There you go. Crystal clear. Not quite as Yorkshire as I'd like it to be, but my throat's not great.